So as an electronics technician in the Navy, you get to work with world-leading technology on a various amount of different equipment. So you can be radars, weapons systems, sonar, communication systems. There's a whole array of systems on board that electronics technicians get trained in and learned how to maintain and operate. So my primary role on board HMAS Adelaide as an electronics technician weapons maintainer is to look after the 4 25mm Typhoon remotely operated guns that we have mounted on board. So a great feature of this weapon is that it's remotely operated via the camera. So that allows the person operating the weapon system to do it all remotely from the operations room up above, and then they don't have to be down here with the gun on the gun deck. So as a maintainer, I'd be down to the side, just standing by for any need that there might be to rectify any faults or do any maintenance during a shoot. There's 3 other streams as electronics technicians. We have a communications stream, so those are the guys that maintain all of our communications gear, look after our radios. We also have systems maintainers, so they look after all of our cool radars and combat systems. And then the 4th stream is our sensors, so those guys look after all the navigation data, so GPS and echo sounders for the depth of the water and that sort of gear. There are requirements which you can find on the Defence Force recruiting webpage, but it's mainly your Year 10 subjects at school, and then after that, yeah, it's exactly the same. They train you from the ground up. So before I joined, I worked in a gym and pool complex back in Lismore, New South Wales. Didn't have really any trade or technical background and came in blank canvas, and the Navy's taught me everything that I needed to know to be successful at my role.
I think there's a misconception about marine technicians. People think that we're just diesel mechanics, but there's so much more to it. We can work on the diesel engines and the gas turbine generator, which is like something in an aircraft, but we also work on refrigeration systems. We basically keep all the systems that keep the ship operational. We work on all of that sort of stuff.
So we do planned maintenance. Planned maintenance can happen daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. We do oil filter changeouts, we do air filter changeouts.
Can you talk to us about the different streams for a marine technician?
Yep, so one of them is an electrical maintainer. They look after the power generation of the ship. They also look after every other bit of equipment on the ship that's not specialised. There are also diesel generator maintainers, so they look after the diesel generators, and they also look after the auxiliary machinery components in the ship. Refrigeration specialists, so they look after all the refrigeration and the air conditioning systems in the ship. And we've also got fabrication. They mostly welders, and they look after all the doors and bulkheads on the ship. So we do watch keeping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We'll all rotate and we'll all sit in the CCS, which is Central Control Station, and we monitor all the equipment. So all the equipment is controlled by computers. We also do rounds once a watch to go and check to make sure all the machinery is running properly, and we also check that the spaces are safe.
To get in, I think you just need a minimum requirement of Year 10 courses, but I came from being a chef before I joined, and I had no knowledge of any machinery or anything. I didn't know how engines worked, refrigeration systems worked, but you don't need anything. They teach everything. They'll teach you from scratch.
So down at HMAS Cerberus, once you finish recruit school and go into category school to get your electronics technician training, you do a whole range of things from time on the tools to classroom work on networking data. You do hydraulics courses, you do cable running, you do all sorts of courses that are going to prepare you for all different types of streams in electronics technician world. So I enjoyed the hydraulics, so we did a couple of weeks of hydraulics down at Cerberus, and you just get to set up all sorts of equipment to see what you build, the systems you build run off those different types of fluids.
We learn everything, electrical systems. Towards the end you get to do more hands-on stuff, so we learn how to use like machinery like lathes, we get to do welding, we get those basic skills, and we end up taking down apart a train engine, and we get to build an engine from the ground up, just a V6 petrol engine. It was awesome. It can be challenging, it has its ups and downs, but you're a big family, that's all it really is. You get really close, you create new friendships, it's your lifestyle, yeah.
One day when I was sitting on the couch and saw the Navy and Army working together providing some humanitarian aid after a natural disaster, I knew that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to get involved in helping out in people in need after such serious cases of devastation.
I was working as a chef at the time. I kind of was getting a bit stale with being in the same place, and I kind of wanted some adventure. I also wanted a job where I could keep active all the time, or my job pays me to keep active. I tried to apply for the police. It was between the police and the Navy, and then I thought about it, and you know, the Navy gets to travel, and I like the idea about being at sea and, you know, just like a family really.